So one of the things I want to go over today is advertising and creating those templates, making sure that you have them readily accessible, that you know where they are, using your Google Doc sheets, um, making sure your pages are up and ready. And then we're going to start out, I always start out with some questions. If you have something in particular that you want to go over, please let me know. And we will do that first, and then I'll use my training last. But I want to make sure that everybody um, starts with a clean slate, with a clean conscience of where they are, where they need to be. And if you have any thing that you want to ask or you want to see, please, let me know. My website's open for anybody that wants to go and look at it, get ideas from it, see how I write and do things. Um, we can even go over, like Priscilla was talking about today, how to do social media marketing. It's great. It's one of the good things that you can use out there. Um, we can go over some of the things that Ms. Tony was talking about, how you only see certain people's comments. And it's because, like she says, she hasn't been on Facebook in a while, so her friends might have dropped off because she hasn't responded. If you don't respond to your friends' comments when you see it, when you get notifications from Facebook that friends on your list have birthdays or upcoming events, or they're responding to something, if you don't comment back to that, they will not be in your news feed. So you want to make sure that you are following up on those Facebook pages, those Facebook likes and dislikes and things like that, so that not only grows your Facebook group, but it also grows awareness of your own Facebook. So that when you do post out there, those people that you've commented on their post, they will see it because they are in your news feed now. Um, but like they were saying, don't always be salesy and pitchy. You still want to put some of your own personal things out there. Put a quote every once in a while, or share something that you did or somebody else shared with you, reshare it to your group. Because just because somebody shared it with you and it's on your news feed doesn't mean that it's on the news feed that you've created with your group, with your friends, with the people that you are interacting with. So, like with my mom, she shares things all the time that she gets from different group organizations. And I turn around and reshare it. Yes, she's going to see it because on my news feed, but the people that are on my news feed are not going to see stuff that my mom sends me because you're not on with my mom. So that's why I reshare it to my news feed so that everybody in my group can see it. So that's the key. Just because you see it doesn't mean everybody that you know sees it. Everybody has a different sphere of influence. So share things like that. Um, I'm not sure about the Amazon AdSense go down. We don't pay for Amazon, um, so I'm not sure about that. Contacted leads. Yes, Miss Charlene, I'm going to set us up a time this week for us to get together and get you back started. Google AdSense, it's still, you got to make sure your website's 100% complete. That means every page is modified 100%, that you have, even your pictures are moved around or your pictures are different. You want to add at least, I always tell my students, at least 10 to 15 new pages. That's totally brand new, that's not salesy, that's not pitchy, that's totally outside of our sphere. I mean, you can still write about wine, you can still write about your anchor offers, but make them not so much salesy. Write about your recipes, write about how you use them in cooking, write about how you did some research on things, write about your favorite hobbies. Like I said, my first post that I did on my own was about my shoe collection. I have a very avid shoe collection. I have over 400 pairs of shoes. Don't wear them all. I just see a pair of shoes I like and I'll buy it. I got shoes still sitting in boxes because they're trendy. I will never wear them. I got like a pair of 7-inch stilettos in there. They're just cute as can be, but I know I will never get in them, but I have them. I just, you know, if I see a pair of designer shoes by a well-known designer that's at a good price, I'll get them because that to me is an investment. Those types of things will increase in value as the designer gets more well-known. So I have things like that. Then I have some that I just buy to knock around in because, flip flops. I have dozens of sandals because I hate my feet being closed in. Um, my husband always, like I told him for the gala that we're going to have in Miami at the end of the month, You know, the first thing I bought was shoes. I didn't have a dress. And he's like, don't you have shoes that probably already? Well, yeah, but this is different. So I bought shoes first. And then I went and found a dress to match the shoes where everybody else buys the dress first and then goes find shoes. I'm the complete opposite. So, and I got more hits on that one page. I have no affiliates on it, but I did a comparison of the heel versus the flat. What's the difference? Why, and yes, it's very painful to wear heels. I don't care if it's a 2-inch heel. It can be painful. It hurts your legs, just by the studies of it, because your foot's at a weird angle. Um, and flats is better, but if you have a high arch like I do, flats hurt worse than heels. To me, I have a very high instep. I have a very high arch, so heels are very comfortable to me. If I wear flats, my back hurts because it has no support. Tennis shoes are even worse. People's like, well, just wear tennis shoes. Tennis shoes are the worst for me. They hurt. My back hurts. Just everything hurts. But I can't wear heels everywhere. I used to. I would be that one lady you see in the grocery store that has on a pair of skinny jeans with a pair of 4-inch heels. That was me because it was comfortable. you know, um, it didn't hurt that my husband's almost, was 6.5 feet tall and I'm 5'4". So those kind of give me a little advantage to where I can actually reach him.
I feel you there. Makes you feel tall.
Yeah, it does. So, and the other thing about, that, like I said, I just gave some statistics, I gave some medical facts about it, and then I just showed some pictures of people in the same dress or the same outfit with the heel and with the flat, and it changes the whole style of the outfit. You can put on a pair of heels and all of a sudden the outfit looks more classy, more elegant. You can go anywhere. Put on a pair of heels and it looks like, I'm going, like I said, going downtown, going to the convenience store or whatever. It's just, and you feel different. It's like they say when a woman has on sexy underwear under her clothes, it gives her more of a confidence builder. Same thing with heels. If you got on a nice set of heels, it just gives you a confidence that you wouldn't have any other way. It makes you feel more empowered, just like a business suit to a man. He has a certain power tie or power suit that he wears. Same thing with women. We have certain things. It could be our lingerie. We're like, we have something naughty under that suit. I know what I got under here. Things like that. So that's the things you want to be talking about, in your website. Give people a little bit of history, but also relate it to how you do everyday things, and make it more personable. Not every page in your site has to be salesy. Not every page has to be pitchy. You don't want to sound like Rory and Paul. You don't want to sound like me. You want to find your own voice. And sometimes that might take some inner reflection to find out who you really are. Um, you can take every page in there and read it. That's the one thing a lot of people don't do is they'll come to a page that they have to modify. And yes, we do paragraph by paragraph, but they'll start trying to modify a paragraph and just read that one paragraph and not know what the whole page is about. So then they get lost because they're like, well, how do I tie this in? Well, I could have said this here and that. So that's why I say before you start modifying a page, read it. Read it a couple of times. Get up and go get some water, fix lunch, dinner, whatever you're doing. Go take a walk, run to the store, come back and read it again. You'll get a different perspective. Read it a few times before you start working on it. And then when you start to work on it, finish it. Don't take breaks in between because your train of thought will change when you leave it and come back. So always finish it before you leave it if you start it. And then publish it, update it. And then when you come back to it, read it in your own words,
Hey,
and
Sam,
then
what's
make
up?
your own words better.
Everything all
Yes,
right?
sir. Mr. Bill, I need you to
Hello.
mute. You're coming in on the training.
Oh, sorry. Sorry about that.
Oh, no problem. Um, so that's one of the things you want to make sure that you're doing is making sure you are putting your pages in your own words. As much as possible, make it be more you than Paul or Rory or Tanya, or Kathleen or Tony or me, or anybody else, whoever your instructor is. You want it to sound like you. Um, so what I'm going to do now is just open up to see if you have any questions or anything in particular you want me to go over. Um, with your PBS, with your advertising, things like that, so we can see where we need to go. And then towards the end of it, I'm going to show you how to set up templates, how I've set up my templates, how we can use your Google Docs, which is a free program. If you, since everybody should be using Chrome, everybody should have a Gmail account. It comes free with that program. So I'm going to open it up. If you have a question or something in particular you want me to go over, now's the time to ask. Okay, go ahead.
I have a question in regards to the Google. I have 2 Google accounts, and I'm
Okay.
trying to get my primary account to be defaulted to automatically show up instead of my other one. How do I get it to do that?
Okay, because I have the same problem. And
the one I don't want defaulted stays default, and I was going through it today trying to find out the setting to switch them.
okay, so I'll go. Let me do that one first because I do that all the time. Let's do a screen share. I'm gonna share my screen. Okay. So here's my screen, and this over here, up in the top right-hand corner. All right, get that out of there, my book. You see this little icon right here, Phyllis? Looks like a rainbow. Yeah. Okay, yes. That tells me which one of my Google accounts I'm on. So if you right-click it, you see right here it says sync. So that's telling me it's syncing my Google account. Okay, but now if I wanted to change it, I can go down here and says manage account, and I can come in here and put my different accounts. But because my 2 accounts are synced, it's going there. You can also come over here. This is the one.
I went through all of this and it just doesn't work for me. Sync your Chrome data. But I don't want it to sync to that one. I want to switch my default.
Okay. So the other thing you can do is go to your Gmail. Okay.
Let's see. Where's my Gmail at? Gmail. There you are. Okay. Okay.
All right. All right. So in your Gmail account, you see right here, you're going to have one there too.
Okay.
Do you have two Gmail accounts?
Yes. When I click on that little circle, 2 of them come up, but the primary one comes up first.
All right. So this is mine. So you can probably go, what you're going to have to do is go into your actual settings. Let's see if we can do that. I don't want to add extensions because mine changes when I go into my Google AdSense. It tells me to change it. So you could probably go into here. Is this where it's at? Where you can change your accounts. I have to remember because mine always changes it when I go to my Google account. It tells me to switch them.
Okay.
I have to go through and look at it again. But like when I go to log into my Google account, that's where it always tells me to switch it. And that's usually where I switch it when I go to my AdSense account, because it'll tell me it's not there. And then I have to go to sign in, and it gives me this funny little thing. When I go to sign in here, and you might have to sign completely out. See, it gives me this message that I'm in this one and I want to switch it. So I tell it to switch it. And the minute I switch it, it pauses the one that I'm synced. I don't want to sync it. And then you'll notice that up there at the top, this will change. So now I'm automatically goes to there every time I go in. So you might just have to log out of everything and go back and switch that account as your default. I'll look some more on how to fix that.
Okay, sounds good.
Yep.
That helps.
Yep. Okay. See, now
Thank
it's
you.
telling me, you're welcome. Okay, what's next? If you got a question, now's the perfect time to ask, because anything with your site, we're going to go over. Anybody?
We're kind of like one-on-one right now.
Yep, it is. There's
We're so-
only
we're
4 of
small
us
group.
here, 4 or
Mhm.
5 of us, so we can basically go over just about anything you need on your website. We don't have that much traffic or that much interference, so we got it to ourselves.
Your train. I'm sorry. Is your training going to be on V-marketing?
We can go over some stuff if you have some questions about it.
With the new processing?
Which one?
Well, we switched over from the other V-marketing to the new way of doing it, right?
It's the same process. Let's go over that now, because there's some people that's having some issues. So I'm going to show you, and this is the file I'm going to create for my students to give out. So it just makes it easier to go through. Because the training is so intense, it's the same training that we had before. It's just that everything changed. Now, instead of us going to, as soon as I find out where I put it. Oh, see, now it's showing me this. I need to be in my other account to find what I'm looking for.
Missed ya.
Oh, no, that's what I said. I have them synced so that they go to where they need to go. But because it's in a different, my other account, it's not in the same place.
Okay.
So, I don't want to confirm. Okay. All right. So here's this one. So this is what I need. Here's my SMS messages. Oh, my nose is itching. And then I want to get my other one. I think I got it under templates. Trying to remember where I put it. I had it saved, but that's not necessarily mean it's going to be where I want it to go. There it is. So I have it listed under vMarketing 2021. So here's the BRT, and I'm just going to create a generic file. And it's got hello. I'm going to copy where you can put your name here. So I went ahead and pulled everything out. And this is your vMarketing. And the way I went ahead and I highlighted what I need to say. So this is the BRT. This is how you're going to be talking. This is the things you're going to be saying. And then I went and put instructions. These are instructions to me. It says, listen, take notes. I'm going to put and you're going to put it in your Trello. You want to listen to what they say. You want to do the 3 points of conversation. And it tells you in here, you want to do your 3 points of conversation. You want to ask them different things, you know, how much money you want to make, what's the different things you need, you know, what kind of job do you have? You know, it says right here, establishes 3 points of conversation. You know, let them ask them personal questions. You know, what kind of job do you do? Are you married? How many children do you have? How old are your children? What are they, you know, are they in school? Do they attend college? Are they grown? Depending on what they say, let them talk. And, you know, I've got it all pulled out. Everything in blue is my instructions to me. Everything's in black is a response based on how they talk. And there's several different responses. So you want to make sure you pick the right response based on what they say. Now, the other thing about this is once you go through the training, once you get this sheet, you can modify it to where it sounds more like you. Don't modify it to the point where you take away all the information. to where it no longer sounds like the BRT. Like there's some things when I first got it, I knew I wasn't going to be I don't talk like that. That's not how I'm going to be saying it. I wouldn't speak that way. So I want it to be comfortable to me, but in the same line of thinking, I still want to make sure it conveys the right message. I don't want to change it too much because it has to be teachable. So that's the thing you want to make sure that you do, is that you are comfortable enough with this BRT script that you can basically quote it when you get on the phone. That's not to say that you don't have it. The first time I did BRTs long ago, before we had all this system going up, we created our own. You know, Rory had a basic one that was similar. It was 3 or 4 lines, and he's like, figure out yourself, add to it however you want to talk. So this is before he had this system in place, and we all were doing something a little bit different. So he kind of streamlined it. And trust me when I say I typed mine out and I had it in front of me when I was on the phone. And the first few I did, I literally read it, and I would pause I would put it, pause here, and listen to see if they would say anything. Or if they started speaking over me, then I would stop and say, okay, what kind of concerns do you have based on what I've said already? And listen to them. And I had a pad with me and I would take notes. That's part of your BRT. Find out what their complaint is, what their issue is, what they're having trouble with. And then that's what you can comment on. You can also, once you find out, hey, okay, so you have a job already, it's pretty good. So you're just looking for something to make side money or maybe potential retirement income for later on. Then you know where to respond about the money issue. They say, oh, I'll need a couple of $100 a week extra. That would be all I need. Then you have your response. If they talk about more than $2,000 a week, we have a response. If they asked you about, how much money do you make, there's a response. I always tell people, I can't discuss my income with you. I can tell you I'll make enough to stay home, but I can't say I can promise you that you're going to make the same amount I make, because I don't know what your work ethics are. I don't know if you'll do the same things I did. I follow the system, but I also do a little extra because I have the time. So you never discuss direct money that you make, because then they'll come back and say, well, you said I could make this amount. And then they're not going to admit that they're not doing the same thing that you're doing. They don't have 8 hours a day that they can be on the phone. They might only have 2. They might not even want to get on the phone, and they rely strictly on text and email. It doesn't work that way. If you can't get on the phone, it's not going to work that way. You have to get on the phone. So that's why I never discuss money. I just tell them, hey, I can get you in, get you started. I can show you what you need to do, and it's up to you on how far you want to take it. And then from there, you have the different things that you can ask. And here it is in blue. This is the things you want to do. In blue again, here's the notes that I do, and then the follow-up. And then I have the email template, again in blue, and then here's the emails. Wherever it's in red, that's where you need to change it to yours, to whatever your link is. And this is what's confusing people. In Valentis, we sent everybody to Valentis when we first started it, whether you were in Valentis or not. If you weren't in Valentis, then you used your Uplines link. So this one is where it's different. So instead of sending them, if you're in Velavita, that's where we're sending them, to Velavita to become a customer. If you're not in Velavita and you're only in wine, then you're going to send them to wine. You're going to send them to Wine Ambassador to become a customer, or you're going to send them to Wine Ambassador to become an ambassador. Okay. And then from there, if you're only in Valentis, you're going to continue to send them in Valentis. If you're in all 3 or 2 of them, and one of them is Velavita, Velavita is your default always. But like I said, if you're not in Velavita, then you can't send them there. We want to get them in the business. We're not promoting PBS to these people yet. So once they come in, we get them in, and then after they sign up, we tell them, welcome to the family. If they signed up under Wine Ambassador, this changes to Wine Ambassador. If they're in Valentis, this changes to Valentis. Whatever they came in as, that's what you want to have in your subject line after they sign up. Okay. And then once they sign up, you give them the information. This here will change. If they're in Wine Ambassador, we're going to get them to the Monday night call and the Wednesday night call. If it's Valentis, then we're going to get them to the Tuesday night calls. Okay, we don't do the Valentis training. We're going to get them to the Tuesday night calls. We're going to get them to the Monday night calls. Those are the calls we want them to come to introduce them to the other programs. Always, 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 you want to get them to whatever program they're in. And then, like I said, they have the information. So from here, if they didn't get in Velavita, if they got in a Wine Ambassador, then we're going to get them into the Wine Ambassador Facebook page. You're going to get them into the RRR 247 Anchor group. You can still leave this right here so they can join the Velavita and see that. So it's totally up to you how you want to do that. Everybody gets this address to lead streams, because that's where we're going to send them. They're going to get leads to build the business, whatever they get into. By them coming to our training calls, they will be introduced to PBS. So once they get in and get started with the lead streams and start calling using these scripts that we have, then they have the option to build and come into PBS. Then from the initial way to get started is our SMS messages. So I actually need to put that in here. All right, so this is going to be our SMS messages. All right, so this is our messages. Roy gives you 3, okay? So when you go to your lead stream, so let's go to that. So when everybody comes to lead streams, they're going to get this. It's going to look like this, but they're going to be on this page, the Opportunity Explained. All right, this part is not password protected, so they'll get to see this information, okay? Then when they come here to the Velavita Future, it's there, and then the lead stream system, this is where everybody needs to come to the lead stream system, okay? And this is where you're going to find your information that you need. You're going to get your password is Lovit, L-O-V-I-T. You get that from your instructor. And then from here, you're going to be able to see the different information, okay? You're going to see how you go in and set up your Trello. You're going to, if you are already in a V Marketing Trello, don't set up another one, okay? If you've never set up one, here's how you set it up, okay? We've had people that are already in a Trello, and instead of getting out and setting up a new one, they're setting up Trello boards on existing boards and deleting information. So if you already have a V Marketing board, don't create another one. Just keep adding to it, okay? This shows you how to use your Trello, how to go in and set up your cards, how to set up your leads in there, how to put in your information, how to set up your schedule to where you can go in and actually, you know, schedule a time. Once they tell you, hey, give me a call, so you can go in and schedule a time. You can go in and schedule a follow-up. So it shows you how to do that. Basically, same thing. This shows you how to go in and set up your Google Voice or Text Now. I'm going to tell you, Text Now is easier. It doesn't have the limitations that Google Voice has. Both of them are still good to use. Google Voice, you have to build up the amount of leads you can send out. They also don't like you to use repetitive messages. So if you use the same message every day on Google Voice, they're going to ban you. They're going to cut you off. They're going to disband your account. So that's why Roy has created over here where it says protected leads, you click on the actual title. A lot of people's coming here saying, I can't get it. It's not going anywhere. The title's the only thing that's linked. So you're going to click on that, and that's where you're going to find your SMS messages. Okay, you're going to find your information. You're going to find your instructions. You have your first 3 messages right here. I've actually taken these messages and created 3 more messages. So I have, I think, 5 or 6 messages in all, because some of them tells me, can we get on a call? Can I call you now? Well, my schedule's too busy. If somebody tells me, hey, yeah, call me now, I might not be able to call them now. And then that's going to make me look bad, and they're going to think I'm not genuine. that I'm a scam, that I'm just out looking for money. So I've changed some of them to say, when can I give you a call, or when's a good day for me to give you a call? I've actually set up, some different information based on these three, so that I have 5 messages. So if I'm doing B marketing 5 days a week, I got a different message I can send every day. So I'm not sending the same message every day. So you can go in and again modify, change them, put them into more perspective. You know what your time schedule is, so you can go in there and do that. And then it tells you people that don't respond, people that don't come back or don't give you any information. And then again, you have your actions. I SMS messages, I have my actions in blue. Again, I know if it's in blue, this is the information to me that I need to do. This is the text message that I can send them for people that don't respond. And then those that do, it says, who's Rory? Well, I don't know of Rory. You might get that. I don't know that who's Rory? Where did Rory come from? How did Rory get my number? So here's the questions that you might get back, and here's the answers that you can send. Again, same thing. Here it is. Rebuttals, information. Again, it's going to be right here. Same thing. Rebuttals and responses. They say stop on your lead sheet. You make them red. You don't give them any more context. You don't send them nothing. It's done. They said stop because you don't want anybody to report you. If they say send you the information, then here's the response you give them. I'll be happy to send you the information, but I really need to talk to you on the phone because this is a lot to go over. You might not understand it. Same thing. If they say I'm not interested, you give them the same thing. Not interested, fine. They don't want to get on the call, and then they come around and say stop. You stop. You don't send them anything. Again, if they say not interested, you can still go in and do stuff. So anybody that doesn't say stop after 2 times that you send in a message and they still haven't responded, I always send them the email. Anybody that doesn't tell me to stop but doesn't respond to me, I send them this email. Okay, because you have their email address. After that, I don't respond back to them. I don't keep hunting them down. I just put them in, because I'm in the Grapevine on Wine Ambassador. I put their name in Grapevine and let Grapevine drip on them. I have notes in Trello that I've sent them their information. I got the call, or they never got on the phone with them. I might drip back on them, say a week from now, and just send them another email. I won't text them back. I'll send them another email, let them know, hey, we got a training call on Tuesday to show you how our program works. If you're interested, jump on. I might send them a text maybe 2 months later, but I won't send them another text right now until they tell me to stop. So you have all your information here that you can set this up. And that's why I said I already have all of mine set up. How I want to do it, I have my name already in it. So if I need to copy and send it, everything is here. I don't need to go in and say what I need to change. Everything's already changed to my links, to my name, how I want it to respond, how I want it to look. So that's how you can go in and set it up. And you want to set it up in your Google Doc. A lot of people have been using Microsoft Office to set it up. That's fine too. I like using Google Docs because I can download my Google Drive onto my phone. And if I'm out and about and need to send some stuff, I can pull this up and send it straight from my phone because I have my Google Drive on my phone. So it's mobile, it's portable.
Sheila,
Yes.
I have a question, and it's probably already been told, but BRT, what is that acronym?
Build relationships and trust.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Yep. Because if you don't know about them and they don't know about you, they're never going to trust you to do anything. So that's why we say it's sort of like building a rapport with them. You're giving them a cold contact because they're not in your sphere of influence. You don't know them from Adam. You were given their name from a lead source. And so you're just telling them, hey, and I tell people when I've got on the phone, they'll ask me, like I've got who are you? How'd you get my number? And I tell them, well, Roy has it, and I even have one that says, your name was given to me from a lead source that you applied to, or a program that you signed up for, that gave me your name for potential information or potential for growing a business. And I'm just following up on that lead source. And they was like, oh, okay, I don't remember anything. And I was like, well, are you interested to hear what I have to say? And they'll be like, sure, I can hear it since I'm on the phone. Some of them say, no, I don't have time. And that's where you have the option to say, well, can we reschedule another call? And most of the time they'll be like, yeah, can we do that? Some of them say, no, I'm just really busy. And I'll say, well, busy people get a lot of stuff done. I'll shoot you an email and then you can let me know when we can get together again. And that's where I send them the email. But you never let them not know that, hey, you're not busy, because you're busy too, so you don't want to say, yeah, we can schedule it again tomorrow, because then they're thinking, oh, well, they don't have anything to do. Why do I want to get involved with them if they're not busy? So you always want to make sure you let them know that you're busy too. You'll set them up a time, and then you let them know when you're available, and you can check your calendar to see if we can make some time together. So set that posture with them. So, but it's really simple. If you were doing V-marketing before, it's the same thing. Just the messages have changed. The emails and the messages have changed. How we still do it, stop means stop, no means no. This one actually gives rebuttal information, whereas before we didn't. We had some vague ones, but now this one's, really good. There's nothing really that's different other than just the messages. And that we want to get them on the phone. We try not to send them anything through the mail or through text. We want to get them on the phone, because then we can talk to them. We can see where they want to go. But if all else fails and you don't hear back from them, send them that rebuttal email. And then that way they can tell you, they got your number. It's either going to be your Google Voice or your Text Now number. And they can text you if they want you to stop. They'll say, don't send me anything. But you don't put them in your grapevine unless you hear back from them. And that means they've sent you another text message. That's not a stop or a no. If they asked you any of these questions, we consider that a positive response. It's a curiosity. They've asked you a question. That means they're a little bit curious whether or not it's about the business, but they want to know who you are, how they got your number, what's this about. So their curiosity is piqued. So that means it's a good lead to at least attempt to try to get them to listen to what you have to say. That's when you put them in your grapevine, and only then do you put them in the grapevine. They're the only ones that you fill out Trello cards for. You don't fill out Trello cards for everybody that you've contacted. You only fill out Trello cards for the people that have responded in a positive way. Your no's and your stops, you do not fill out Trello cards for. So I hope that clears up on your V-marketing.
I have a question.
Platform. Yes.
So on the phone calls, and I don't know about anybody else, and I imagine they're probably about the same. I'm not a very good phone person to talk about something like this unless I know them. Do you have it when you get somebody that in that situation where they say, yeah, give me a call back on, say, like Thursday at blah 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 time, and so I call them back? Is there a way to have someone that's more knowledgeable on a three-way?
Yes, when you have somebody, that's where you get with your instructor. When you get that positive person and they say, yeah, call me back, and they give you a time frame, then you say, that will be great. Let me check my schedule, and I will get back to you to verify. A lot of people, if you're comfortable with the phone, then you go ahead and say, yeah, I will put you on my calendar and we will meet then and talk. If you are a little phone leery, then this is where I say, yeah, you tell them that will be great, but let me verify my calendar and I will get right back to you. That's where you immediately, since you're my student, you call me and you say, hey, I got a positive lead for V-marketing, and this is the time they can meet. Because you don't want to schedule something and I can't meet with you.
Right.
So we want to make sure we coordinate. And you tell them, hey, give me a couple of times. If they say, yeah, can we meet? Then you say, give me a couple of dates, because I want to make sure my calendar's clear. And then I'll call you to verify a date and a time. Then that way, when you call me, you can say, hey, I got these 2 or 3 dates. Which ones are you available? And if it's far out enough that I can switch some things around, I will. If not, then we can say, I'll be like, that's really iffy, or touchy, but I'll try to make it, and then if it's just not possible, I'll be like, oh, I can't do it. And I'll ask you, are you comfortable at least doing the BRT? If you say no, then I will give you dates that I'm available, and then you can come back and say, my calendar is really full that day, those days, but this is what I have free. Are you free on these days? And we'll come back with times that they can come back to. That way, it
Okay.
sets your posture that you're just not dropping everything to get with them. That you're setting the posture that yes, I'm a busy person. I have a business working great, and I have to schedule everything that I have. So these are the times that I have available. And this is what it's going to come across to them, that hey, this person's really busy, but they're going to take the time out to talk with me. And then if it comes back and we just can't, it's back and forth, then you tell them, well, then you call me when you have this amount of time or these are available, and I will pencil you in. You know, you don't
Okay.
want to not give them that opportunity, but you don't want to stop everything just to make sure that they are there. If
Because
you're
that kind of
comfortable,
shows, might send out the message that you're desperate or something.
exactly, exactly. Because you don't want to stop everything and let them hear that, you know, yes, you're going to be excited because, hey, you're getting a new student potentially, a potential new customer, but you also want to set the posture that you are a business professional, that you have a calendar and a working schedule, that you just don't drop everything at at a drop of a hat to accommodate them. So, especially if you're phone leery. Now, if you have confidence on the phone and your schedule is okay with that date and time, even if you look at your schedule and you have nothing, you still tell them, can you hold on a minute? Let me check my schedule to make sure that I have that time available. Even if you're
Okay.
looking at your calendar and it's blank and you're like, yeah, I can meet them any day of the week, you know, you still set that posture to let them know or to give them the impression that you are busy, that this is something they really need to get a part of, and that it's working, you know, and you put them on hold. You tell them, can you hold a second? Let me make sure I have that time available. And
Okay.
you go and you pull up your schedule, and when you pull up your calendar and you see that that's available, you go ahead and put them in there and you say, and you come back and say, yep, I got about 30 minutes, you know, or 45 minutes during that time block. I can put you in, but please let me know if anything changes on your end. Let me know in advance because you know, I want to make sure that my time is well managed. You know,
Right.
you don't say well spent, you say, I want to make sure my time is well managed. So if anything comes up and you can't make that appointment, please let me know well in advance. Okay, set that posture. But I always try to make sure I get on there. Google Voice has a great option. You can do a three-way. So, and I just did one the other day with Emilio. And what you do on Google Voice, it's real simple, is you call the person and then you Skype me and say, okay, I'm on the phone, and then I will call your Google Voice number and you hit the number 5 and I'm automatically in a three-way. They don't even know
Okay.
I'm in.
Okay.
And then I can hear you doing the BRT. And what I will do is you can introduce me if you want to, but I always let you do the lead. And then if I see where you're struggling, I will pick it up. I will come in and say, you know, I'm so introduce myself, you know, let them know, or you can introduce me once they get on the phone, or you can let them know that the call is going to be monitored by your instructor to answer any questions that you might not have the answer to. Or you can say business partner, however you want to do it, so that you give them that rapport that, hey, this is a business, that you have more than just one person in there, that you have partners in it, and that we are growing a business. So, but yeah, if you're phone phobia, that's what I'm here for. We have it, the MSIs and your instructors should do no more than 3. Rory said cuts you off at 3. I have one student, you know, didn't need me, which is fine. They're used to the phone. So if you're used to the phone, you don't have that restriction. If you're comfortable with the phone, go for it. But if you're not, then that's where you get with your MSI
Okay.
or your instructor.
I think when I came on board, I think Debbie was, I think her and I did a three-way with Roy.
Yep.
Now that was a long time ago.
Yep. And I could probably get a three-way with Roy, but I prefer, you know, he's just really busy. And I know my schedule's not like his schedule. He's 2 hours behind me.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
I'm already got
absolutely.
he's already an hour, you're an hour behind him. So
Right.
you know, he's just getting up, and I've already been up. Well, knowing Roy, he's like me. There's a lot of times he'll be on Skype and I'm still on Skype, and we'll talk a lot. of when everybody else was asleep.
Okay.
But it is what, yeah. So if you come across with one, let me know if
Okay.
you need to get one, and we'll make it happen.
Hopefully
But-
that happens pretty soon. I don't know.
Yeah, you just never know. And like I
Yeah.
said, that goes with everybody. Get with your instructor. And when you do have that positive, because they are supposed, if you're scared of the phone or have that phone phobia, the maximum of 3 they should do with you to get you used to it. After that, you should be fine on your own.
Okay.
And
Sounds
mess up
good.
a few times, you'll be all right.
It's not like they're gonna come and beat me.
Exactly. But they will have the information, and that's
Uh-huh.
the thing. Once you get them on the phone, and say you totally flubbed it, that's fine. You can send them the email when you get off the phone. You don't have to explain yourself. You're a businessman. I've yet to see any businessman that explained anything to me.
Okay.
So,
Perfect.
all right. Next question.
Did you see my hand raised?
Yes.
Okay, this is completely in a different bill. W-9 form for the income tax.
Uh-huh.
I'm curious as to how to fill it out. We have to fill that out and send it back to Global somebody so they can send us our tax form or something.
You're just gonna put your information in there. You are a sole proprietor. You are not a
That's-
business.
Thank you. That's what
Yep.
I wanted to know. Sole surprise. And the next one, limited liability. I don't finish that part.
Mm-mm. You don't have any liabilities.
Okay, so I just finished the first box and that's it.
Yep.
And I can send it back to them.
And sign it and send it back.
Well, thank you so very much. That was easy for a change.
Yep, we don't have any liabilities because we don't do inventory. We don't collect money. We don't warehouse anything. It's strictly internet based. We don't have any
Okay.
securities that we have to take care of. Nothing.
Okay, and exempt pay code, we don't do anything else.
Mm-mm.
Number 4, exempt pay codes, we don't have to deal with that.
Nope. Nope.
Okay. All right.
As
Okay.
being a sole proprietor, you get to work straight out of your house and file it on your regular taxes. You don't even have to do a different tax.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. I saved that for you.
Okay. Okay, next question. Anybody? Anything about your PBS, how to change a page, add a link, get a picture? I'm open.
I have a situation. It seems like things are being added to my PBS or changed around in my PBS.
Like how?
Like something may be added in the paragraph or like a link or something like that. And I said, but this is not the way I speak. And I'm curious about that because then it takes away as to who I am. And the way, for instance, I don't worship wine. And there's something in there like wine is the God of all things. And you know, I don't do that. I can't do that with the group that I'm associated with.
Was it added after you modified the page, or is that in the
Yeah,
page somewhere?
No, it's after I modified the page, but it's in there somewhere, you know. And as I was checking out my fine wine page, and I found, you know, it seemed like something extra was added that I did not. It's not my tone of speaking because I only worship God. And
The best way you can do is to go check your revisions and see when the last time, because if anybody went in your page and revised anything, which that should never happen,
right.
it could be also that when there's an update done, because of the way the update's done, there could be some filtering coming from the update that's not necessarily yours. It just happens because the update's in there and everybody gets the same update. It could be pulling stuff back out that you've taken out and just reinserted it because it did the update. It could just be a little glitch pertaining to that because it was in the page at one time. So when we updated the whole system, it could have brought it back out.
I see.
So just go in and look at the revision and see if it happened around when you did an update, and that could be it. Just go back and to a previous revision of when it wasn't in there.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I'll check that out.
Welcome.
Mhm.
All right, let's see what the chat says. All right, Charlene, we'll get with you. I got to figure out why her thing doesn't work. Okay, who's got the next question? I'll see you later, Miss Charlene. I'll get with you this week. I'll send you a message. Okay.
I still can't get into the restricted part of BRT and the SMSs and whatnot. I put the code in and it doesn't go through. I tried
You
to
have to you have to be in Chrome, because a
Yeah.
lot of people are going through Firefox and
I am
what's the
Chrome.
other one? Microsoft, not Microsoft. What's the other one? Edge, to get to Chrome. So their Chrome is not their default. They're going through another one. So and make sure you're not in caps. You might have to clear out your cache, clean out everything in there to get that taken care of. You might have too much stuff running around for it to be in there. It could be another word that's restricting it.
And it
That's
is
the
LOVIT, lowercase
Mhm.
LOVIT. No
Yep.
number sign, no nothing, just LOVIT. Because I keep looking at,
Yep.
weird.
It should be, yeah. And you might, like I said, you might just have to shut down your computer completely and reboot it, and to get it in there. There was somebody else had that issue; they couldn't get in,
Yeah.
and that was the one thing is they just shut down their computer, shut it off for a few minutes, and then come back and rebooted it, and everything kind of worked out okay.
Okay, I'll try that.
But I'm gonna get this ready, and I'll post it in the student chat so y'all can have it and just modify it accordingly to your name, your emails, links, your information that needs to be in there, and which program you're going to use. If you're in Velovita, use Velovita. If you're not in Velovita but in Wine, use Wine, or whatever program you're in. That's what you want to use. Because as you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 messages that I sent. I had another one, but I took it out. That's why they've got these big in here, because they were a bit long, but I think I'm gonna still go back in and put a couple more. That way you can have a different message to send. I'm getting a lot of responses from a lot of different ones, mostly from this one, because I'm basically singing them out and say, I want to make sure you're a good fit, for my business. When you
Right.
start questioning people's ability to do something, they kind of get offended and they want to prove to you and to them that they can do whatever it is you're doing. So, play around with these messages, make them sound, like Roy says, use his name. If they ask, well, who's Roy? Then that's your in. It's not a negative. It's not telling you to stop. That's your in. And like this one, it says, can I give you a call tomorrow? That's one of the ones I don't use that much. When I do send it, that's one I had in here. I didn't put tomorrow. I put when will be a good time to call. So again, you want to see what your schedule is. Like if I know if I'm going to do this tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but Monday, and I say call me tomorrow, and they say yeah, call me tomorrow. My Tuesday right now is already booked. I can't put any more people on Tuesday. That's my grandson's workout day. I already have 4 students scheduled for that day. Not to mention, homeschooling and everything else. So Tuesday is my busiest day. So if I sent this text out on Monday and I have 4 people or 3 people respond, there's no way. Then I would look bad. That would look bad when I told them to call me tomorrow, and then I tell them, well, I can't call you tomorrow. So that's why I say play with these messages when you get them. Go ahead and copy them verbatim the way they are, and then make your alternative messages so that you can make them more livable with you and what your schedule calls for.
Can you, let's see, raise my hand. I'm reading.
Go ahead.
Can you put it on share with Google Docs, and I can pick it up from Google Docs?
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a folder.
On Google Docs.
Okay,
yep. Good. And
Yeah,
share.
I do everything in Google Docs. I
Okay.
do everything in Google Docs.
And you share from there. I found something else that you had posted, all those ad things. I said, where did this come from?
Yeah.
I found out it came from you. Yeah. And that was
Yeah.
good, because I have it. So now I'm learning Google Docs as well. So that was good.
Yep. All right. So what else we need to go over? Anybody? If not, we're going to start with marketing, if that's okay with everybody. All right.
I'm
So
ready.
okay. So we all have these lovely PBSs. Everybody that's on this call should have a PBS. This is mine. This is my Fine Wines page. I've been playing with it a little bit. And, just I go in them every once in a while and put some new stuff in, update it, add some different things here and there, just to keep it fresh, just to keep it, pleasing. So one of the things I noticed, and I need to change, is I have too many pictures right here. It's too busy. So I need to clean this particular one up. So more than likely what I'm going to do is add more content to this section right here and just talk about Chardonnays. I've been thinking about it a bit, talk about what a Chardonnay is, why it pairs well with different things, how light it is, because we have 2 great new Chardonnays that came out last year, and just expand this so that it doesn't look too wordy. And then same thing about the muses. I did talk a bit about the muses. I think I can add more to it because now Roy says we're going to do 7, I think he said. Is it 7 or 9? 9. I think there's going to be 9 muse wines. So I think what I'm going to do is talk more about the muses themselves, so that I can bring this picture down a bit and make it smaller. We do have the other muse wines now. When I did this, we didn't have the other muse wines. We do have the 3 out now. I think we have the blonde, the burgundy, the brunette, and what's the other one? The red. So so those 3 are out. I think we got one more, maybe all 4 of them's out. I haven't gotten all 4 yet. So, but that's just what you can go through and look at your pages, see where, as you grow, your page should grow. You can see where you can improve different things. But this is just too busy. There's not enough word for the amount of pictures I have. So, but I want to make sure I highlight those pictures because these are our own personal wines for our wine ambassador. So I want to make sure that it's out there that people can see. So we have all of these great pages. Here is the page that I wrote, and I can't believe the traffic I've gotten on it so far. It's amazing. But I'm encouraging everybody to write their own review of your blog page of the PBS system. Because go and look up Roy Rickard's name and his blogging system. There's so many bad reviews out there. And most of the ones that I've read, probably 90% of them that I've read, nobody's actually did the program, and they badmouth it because of what it is, from what they've heard from other people that were in the program that left. There's the people that are actually giving the review never worked the program. So I don't know if I just had a bad day or just read one too many negative reviews on on Rory himself as a person, on his system. Roy never brags about he created the website. He doesn't. He just said how he took the 2 link posting and merged it with blogging and created his own system. So there's people out there saying that Roy says he created the website, created, this so many bad things, and how that they're continually asking for money, that nobody actually makes any money, unless somebody or got a niche or thing. Well, guess what? Websites is all about finding your niche, finding your voice, finding your way to market. So this is one of the pages that I wrote. I've posted it just about everywhere. And I'm very blunt in this page. I let them know, hey, yeah, there's programs that you can get in here that is fundamental to making sure your website is marketable. And yes, it costs money, um, but it's totally up to you. Now, if your page doesn't work the way it's supposed to, then it's because you didn't follow the system. And I put in here several times, it's a system, not a suggestion. If you don't follow the system, it's not going to work the way it's supposed to. I even highlight how people can go in and buy franchises, how program is sort of like a franchise. You buy the rights to market and to use their training, but that doesn't mean that you can't deviate from it. Whereas if you buy a franchise, you can't deviate from those franchise rights. If that franchise comes down and say, hey, we're getting ready to make a new sandwich line and you got to put it in your store, if your store is not making any money, you can't come back and say, well, I'm not going to put that in my store. They're going to come back and say, well, we're going to take your franchise rights. This one's not like this. We're like a franchise, but we're not. We have proven programs that what's trending, what works best, what's been, proven methods and training. You have the decision whether or not to follow them or not. But if you choose not to follow them, don't come back. And I put that in. If you choose not to follow them, don't come back and say it didn't work for you. The reason it didn't work for you is you went outside the system. So yes, I was hardcore. I've got people say, well, you sounded mean. Well, like I said, it was my tone at the time. But I didn't pull any punches. I'd let them know, yes, we asked for money. There's programs as little as $90 up to $1,200. Depends on where you want to start. But you don't have to do it. And then I put the marketing systems in here. I got Rory's Opportunity. I even put the Velavita one in here that you can do. I think I might have taken it out last week. I did. But I had the Velavita one in here too. But I even put my information in here. Register for any of the companies. I got my Response Magic page in there that actually this goes to my marketing program. I even told them, text me if you got any questions. I'll show you what the next step is. So I've had people tell me, you shouldn't have put your information in there. You're going to get all kind of hate mail. That's fine. That means they read my page all the way to the bottom. Got traffic, So I suggest everybody, and don't pull any punches. Don't sugarcoat it. Really talk about the system. Talk about what your experiences is. But if you believe in it and it's going to work, convey that. Let them know, yes, it's a struggle. Yes, I have to do this. Yes, I'm a full-time employee with somebody who's doing this. This is my way out. Give them a good opinion, good, bad, or otherwise. If you haven't had a good experience so far, then put that in there. But if you believe in your system, also put that in there. Let them know that, hey, so far it's not doing what I want it to do, but I know there's people in it that is, and I'm just going to keep working until it does work, because it does work. I'm proof of it. But like I said, I started out in a different place than some people. I didn't have the restrictions a lot of people do. I could do this starting from the beginning full time. So, it all depends on where you start, but we can all end up in the same place as long as we don't quit. So that's my soapbox on that. So anyway, that's just one thing I suggest everybody do is make your page on the Triple R 247 blogging system. Write, even just say my blogging page, or something. Blogging system, blogging page, website page. Those are all good key phrases. And just use that and just put the review or my opinion of, use the Triple R 247 because everybody's looking it up right now, and include that somewhere in there, and put, just get the word out, that it is a system that is not going to work if you don't work it. Yes, Miss Lovett.
I was just wondering about how many people are signed up with Triple R 247, roughly. About
roughly, Roy has over 10,000 people that have signed up with the program.
Okay.
Right now, he has less than 1,200 that are actually working the website that I know of.
Okay. Because this is, 10,000 or 1,200 people can't be wrong. And that's good to put in the blog.
Yeah.
you know?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay. So what
So, I mean,
figure do I put in the blog? The 10,000 or the 1,200?
yeah. You could put, you don't really have to put a number. I didn't put a number. I just put there's thousands of people with blog sites. You
Mhm.
know, everybody that's blogging can't be wrong that blogging works, because you're talking about a blogging system. And then you can refer it back to how Roy has, and I put in there that Roy has merged right here two very strong systems together, blogging and marketing,
Mhm.
you know.
Mhm.
So it's not like people don't know what it is. It's just how you portray it. So, you know, I didn't put in numbers in here as far as how many's out there, but you can just say there's thousands of people that are using blogging systems to make money. This program has a training attached with it where most of them don't. So you can use that as a highlight, as a key point.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So here we go. Advertising. All right. So everybody has a Google Drive. If you don't, you see these 9 dots right over here. If you don't have your Google Drive set up, you're going to click on that. Okay. And you're going to see this little triangle says Google Drive, and you're going to click it. And because you're already in Google, it's going to pull up. And if you haven't been on Google Drive, this is all going to be blank. Okay. I got to make sure I get in the right account, because I have one for personal and one for business. This one's one for my business, and I do have them synced. So no matter which one I log into, I can find what I need. But since this is business, it doesn't have my personal stuff in it, so I can go right to what I need. So you're going to come up blank page. It'll just have my drive, and it will have nothing in here. So you basically are going to be creating your platform for what you need for your advertising. So this is where you're going to get all your information under new. So the first thing you want to do is create a folder. Now, some of you already have information stored in your computer. I know I do under folders. My folders are over here. Some of you might have your folder down here at the bottom. If you go to your folder, you can see where, like, I have my logos under my Dropbox, my blogging pictures, things like that. So if you've already been storing it up underneath in your computer under your files, then that's great. All you're going to do is basically copy them, but you need to create a file. So you're going to come up here and you're going to create a folder, and your folder is going to come up here and you name it. So if you know the first thing you're going to do is you've already created some templates or some ads, then you're going to create a template folder or an ad folder. So I'm just going to put example, since I already have one, and I'm going to name it ads folder and hit create. All right. So once that pops up, right here's my ads folder. So I'm going to pull it up, and then you're going to have this blank piece of paper. And it says here, drop your files here. Okay. And I have a lot of people, they come in and they just start importing files, and then they end up with all these little sheets all over the place. That's not the best way to do it. So now we're going to create a folder within a folder so you can stay organized. So the first thing you want to do is create another folder, and in that folder, you're going to put your anchor offers. So I know I'm in wine, so I'm going to type in wine, create a folder for wine, and then I'm going to create another folder for Velveeta. Okay. So I know what that is. And then I'm going to create another folder. So I know, and I name them all. And then from there, I can do the different things that I want to work on. I know I have some great pages for Bitcoin. So I want to make sure I have that in there. Things that you want to market, pages that you have finished. I'm going to create another one for travel. And then I'm going to create another one for my tipping circle. And in tipping circle, you're going to have chat, TV, games, hubs. Okay, and then I'm going to create another one for okay, so then there's my titles. And then I'm going to have one exclusively just for logos. Those of you that are in the memes, you can put logos and memes for your images. Okay. And then from here, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to open up this one for logos and memes, and you're going to do the same thing with there. You're going to put your folder. You're going to have your wine memes. You're going to open up again, and you're going to have your coffee memes. You're going to open up from there, and you're going to have your Velveeta or your brain. You can put Velveeta if you want to. And you're just going to do it for anything that you think or that you know that you already have. You're going to have your gaming, TV, chat. And these are going to be just for your pictures. When you come in, please just mute yourself. And then from here, we're going to do travel again. If you are a good cooking person, that you have a lot of recipes, you can do cooking images, cooking or food. Work from home. Okay, so then I'm gonna go back to my ads folder, and I just remembered I just did another one that said work from home. Okay. So now I have my topics. So then remember what I said, you already had your files. So then all you have to do is click on this, and then you're just going to create. If you haven't done one, you're going to create one. So you're going to click on here, and you're going to go to your Google Doc. And that's going to pull up a blank Word document. Okay. And then we know that we are in Bitcoin, so you want to title this. Please mute yourself. I hear TV in the background or something. Okay, so these are going to be my Bitcoin ads. All right. So this is my Google Doc, and it's going to be listed under my Bitcoin. And so then I can just, from here, you want to have your website pulled up. And you want to search in your website Bitcoin. This is the one place you want to search your own website. Okay. And what this is going to do is it's going to pull up all your pages that you have under Bitcoin. Okay. So the first thing you want to do on your Google Drive doc is you're going to type in web links. Okay. And this is where you're going to put all your different links for your Bitcoin. So you're going to click on this one, and you're going to copy this link up here in this address bar. Copy. You're going to come here and put that one in there. Okay. Then you're going to go back here, hit your back button. It's going to go back to your search. You're going to go to your next page, click on it, come up here, copy this link, come back here, paste your link in. You're going to go back to your page, hit your back button, go to your next Bitcoin page. This was a long one right here. Smart Miner. You're going to copy that link, paste it in here, hit enter. Let's see if I think that might be my last one. Okay, so now, remember I told you your website works just like Google. So now it's showing me everything where I have Bitcoin listed. And if I want to, I can use that too. So here's my Bitcoin showing it. So I don't want to use that. I forgot I wrote vision board. When did I write that? Okay, cool. Again, so it's showing me anywhere that has Bitcoin if I want to use it. Well, I don't want to use it, so that's all I'm going to do so far. So then from here, I'm going to go back up and get my titles that I have and see how many ads I can make for my titles. So then I'm going to come back here. So I got my web link. So then I'm going to use my add titles. And these are titles that I'm going to be using for my advertising. And you can get them straight from your website. So the first thing that we notice, and I always start at the bottom. So here, maximize your Bitcoin earnings. So I can put that there. Okay, that's one title. We're going to go back here, see what else we got. Free Bitcoin. And I can put mining. And then from there, you can create your own. Okay, and then we can go back and if you think of some other ones as you go through, there's another one, Bitcoin mining for free. You can play around with the ones you have. Another one that we have, Bitcoin increases value. It increased this week. Did y'all notice that? I think it was like 48 yesterday. All right, here's another one. Again, you can put, what is Bitcoin? Okay, just from there, just from your own pages that you've written. Again, here's free Bitcoin generator. People like the word free. Here's another one that I've been getting a lot of hits on. Okay, so now you have these titles, and you want to have at least 3 to 5 titles that you can use for advertising. And then from here, you're going to just go ahead and have your ad. And you want to have at least 3. So based on your own pages, you can read, I know what mine says, but based on your own pages and what you want to write and what you know about Bitcoin, you're going to write your ad. It doesn't have to be really long. It can be real short. It can be to the point. I'm going to pull up some of my own ads that I have already. Okay, so here's my Bitcoin, and I actually have different ones in here than the ones we just created, which is great. So now I have several different ones that we can use. So here's some more that I have, and this one right here, I copied straight out of my web page. Okay, and as you can see, this number's really changed, and I'm going to change that right now to over 40,000. And change that to year. Okay. So, and then here's one that is really long. I've been getting so many hits from it. So this is one that you can use. So I'm gonna come back here. All right. And then I'm gonna go back here and I'm gonna copy my steps. And I literally got all this information straight from Bitcoin. So I'm putting here, follow these steps, put the steps in. And it doesn't have to be this long, but this is one I'm getting a lot of following from. Okay, so I've changed this a little bit, but the steps are the same. So when they click on here, it comes straight to my computer form. So I say, follow this link to download the platform. So they come here, there's the link, download computer. All right, tells them how to use it. And then at the bottom, it says, you know, some people might not want to join, but go right here to get more information on it. Find out about Bitcoin. So that's one of my programs that I have. So that's my add one. So I'm going to put number 1. Okay, so that's the first one. And I'm going to make that a little bit bigger. Okay, and then we're going to come here and do number 2. And you're going to do the same thing. And if you want to, you can go, and a lot of people do this until you get used to doing it. You can pull a page or a paragraph right here out of your own page and put that as your ad. Okay, right there. And then want to, you know, you got your next one, and then you can do your number 3. Do the same thing. Find something interesting in one of your ads Here's another one, just a click of a few buttons, copy. So you can use your own page to get your ad ideas until you get used to using it, until you get used to getting your own or creating your own ads, or being more creative. You can use your website, use your information that you've already researched, that you've already have to create your ads. And then from here, it automatically saves. You don't have to save it. That's a good thing about Google Doc. You don't have to save anything. When you write it, it stays. So then once you have it there, it's done. And as you get more familiar and want to create more ideas for your Bitcoin, then you can just come here and do number 4. You can come back and combine these different ones. You can come in and maybe put this information the next time you advertise and put it with this one, you know, so you can change around your ads once you start with them. I'm going to show you how you do that. So this is our Bitcoin. The other thing is, like I said, if you have those programs in there, you can go, we're going to go back to my drive. And we're going to go back to the example folder. And remember, we created the logos and memes. So again, you're going to come back here. We're going to go to Bitcoin. I didn't create one, so I'm going to create a folder and name it Bitcoin. And I'm going to open up that folder. And it's going to ask me here, okay, I need some images in here. So this is why I said you can always come in and upload images, upload things that you already have from an existing folder. So I'm going to upload the whole folder. Okay, so I'm going to come here and upload folder, and it's going to ask me where's that folder. So I'm going to go to my logos, since I already have it done, and I'm going to go to Bitcoin, and I'm just going to click on the whole folder and tell it to upload. It tells me there's 16 files in there, and I'm going to upload all of them. So it automatically put my file in there. And it's showing me right here how many I've uploaded. 14 of the 16s come through. So now it's uploaded. So now if I click on this, there's all of my pictures. So some people are saying, well, why are you doing that? You already have it on your computer. Remember I told you Google Drive is mobile. You can download the app on your phone. So now when I go to post, if I want to post on Facebook, all I got to do is go to my Google Drive, go to my logos, go to my Bitcoin logos. There's all my images. All I have to do is click on an image and send it. I can send it to Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, anywhere that I have access to my phone with. All of my image follows me. It's a good thing about having your Google Drive. That's a good thing about having them set up and having them, you know, organized. So you can, maybe you got 20 minutes, you're sitting in traffic, you know, and you know you're stuck on the interstate and can't go anywhere because of a wreck or an accident. Or maybe you're driving or on the passenger seat when someone's driving, you know, and you got a 2-hour drive and you can't get on your computer, but you got your phone handy. Guess what? You can do a lot of messages. You can do a lot of ads in 2 hours with the phone, especially if you got your Google Drive with you. So now we're going to go to advertise. And you're like, well, how's that going to help me? Okay. So now guess what? We've already done our advertising. You have your links right here. You have your titles right here. You have your ads right here. So you don't even need your website anymore. A lot of people's like, well, I'm going back and forth from my website. I don't know what, you know, to get my link. That's the wonderful thing about having your template, is because your links are right here. And as you create new pages, you just add your link to your page, to your ad template. So you're not toggling back and forth between your website and your ad site trying to make sure you get the right link. You have everything you need right at a glance on one page. Everything is here. So then what we're going to do is we're going to go to an ad site, and I even have those categorized. So I'm going to go to view, classified ads. Okay. So I'm going to go to classified ads. And this is one, it's a free site. You just have to register. And I'm going to go here and I'm going to post an ad. And it's going to ask me to choose a selection. And this one, you have to choose different ones. So I'm going to go to community. Let's see what we have, community. And I'm going to put this in announcements because this is an announcement. I got it going to the United States. And when you come in, it's going to look like this. So the one thing about this place is you have to be specific. So if you want to do a specific state, you can do a specific state or city or town. It doesn't go to too many different countries. So let's see if it goes to Spain. It'll tell you if it goes to Spain. See, it only goes to Spain, South Dakota. So it doesn't go to the country Spain. Let's see if it goes to United Kingdom. So it does go to the United Kingdom. So I'm going to click, I want this to go to the United Kingdom. So then my ad title, well, what do I want it to say? I'm going to pull up my template. And which one of these do I want to use? Bitcoin values increase. Copy. And I'm going to paste that right there. Asking price, free. You have to put a price in this one. Okay. And I'm going to make it a little bit more legible and stand out. So I'm going to say free in capital letters. Now in this one, you can't use the Control-C to copy and paste. You can't have it copy and paste. You actually have to use your functions. So again, I'm just going to come here and I'm going to choose which one I want to use. So I'm going to pick my first one because it's the first one I'm coming to, and I'm going to copy the whole thing just like it is. Copy. And I'm going to go back here. And you can't hit your right button and tell it to paste because it makes you go through a bunch of different stuff. But I'm just going to hit Control-V to paste, and it puts it in there. Now, the good thing about this program here is you can play with it. You can make it, you know, be a little bit more dramatic. So I'm going to actually increase my font a little bit on here. I'm going to change the font. I'm going to change the size, make it maybe a little bit bigger. This right here, since it's a list, I want it to stand out. So I'm going to center this list. Well, that didn't work out. Let's go back. That ain't what I want it to do. Oh, and yeah, it won't. It's already have it. Let's see what it look like if I want to do numeric. All right, that'll work because I want these to stand out. Now I can also come here and make this bigger. You can change your font here. I can make the colors different if I want to because I want it to stand out. I want it to bold and I want it to be bigger. I want them to actually see this. Okay, so here it took my link out. All right, I want to put my link back in there. So I'm going to come back here and I'm going to get my link. I want to copy this link address and I'm going to come back here and I'm going to link this. See, right here's your link button. So this works just like your information. I'm going to paste that in there. You got to remove the HTTPS from here and you have to come over here and put HTTPS here and hit OK. So it links that, but I want it to be red. So let's see when I change the color, that's what's taking my link out. Nope, there you go. So now that's linked. And then you can do the same thing here. I'm going to center this one. So I want this centered. I want to change the font to something that's going to stand out. And I want this bigger, lots bigger. And then I want this to be different. Okay. And then I'm going to copy this link because I want it linked. I'm going to come back up here and it has it there and it's okay. Yes, I want it linked. So now that's linked. So now I can look at this and see, okay, it looks different. It's got some colorization to what I want highlighted. It's bigger. I got join today. Let's see if this is bolded. I want it bolded. So there you go. And then your name. I have, I want them to be able to find me. So I have Shop with Mama Chief. I don't use my real name. You don't have to. Your phone number, you can use your Google Voice. This would be the perfect place to where you use your Google Voice or your text now. Those of you that are in the WineBot and you have a WineBot, this is a great place to use your WineBot. Don't change this information. So if you have an auto save of your email, your address information, it will change it. So if you auto save and do your autocomplete, it will change it to whatever you have for your name and address, and then it will not go to where you want it to go to. So I don't use your autocomplete here. You have to manually type in your information so it doesn't change your location to where you're advertising to. You don't need to put in a postal code because that's already done. That's why I said if you use your autocomplete, it will change all this information and it will only advertise in your address. You don't want it to do that. Here's the other thing, because this is a free program, you're only free for 6 months. So if you come in here and change this 6 months expiration date to anything other than that, you will be charged for it. So leave it to the 6 months. You have to type in this code, whatever the code that shows up, that you are an actual person and not a robot or a program that does free or that does advertising. So you want to put that in there. And then in this one, you want to be, you can upload your images. So this is where you're going to choose your file. And if you were on your computer, this is where you would be able to choose your Google Doc file. But since I am on my computer, I'm just going to go ahead and choose the ones that are here. And I'm going to choose my logos. For those of you that are in the means program, you should have Bitcoin logos that will have your information on it. If not, then you can go and choose your different logos or images from Google Drive. Your Google accounts, Google Images, different places that have Bitcoin. You can go in there and just choose an image there. I'll use this one. And then I thought I had that one bigger. I guess not. Put that one in there. And you want to use all 5. So I used all 5 images that are pertaining to Bitcoin. And then I use a different one. I want to use one more that's maybe pertaining to something along those lines where they can earn money. So I want to go ahead and do my chat so they can come in here and earn money from chatting. Just a random image, but still something they can earn money from. So there's my image, my pictures. And the reason you want to use as many images as it allows is because it will rotate your images through your ad. So it's not going to show all 5 images in your ad, but it will rotate those images depending on where your ad's at. So then from here, I'm going to hit post my ad. And then it's going to show me a preview of what my ad's like. So if you ever click on it and you don't see your images, you want to go back, hit your back button and edit to make sure your images show up. So it's going to show me my images. Please, all right, somebody just came in that's got TV on. Please mute yourself. Thank you. So, so here's my images. It's going to rotate out. I did an announcement under the United Kingdom. It's free, and it's got my title, Bitcoin Values Increase. So it's going to be in the announcements. It's going to be in the United Kingdom. And then this is how my ad's going to look. Okay. So they can come in here and they can see it. They can download Bitcoins worldwide. So I can download that, view it anywhere. The good thing about this program, for those of you that like to keep track of if people see your information, is where you can actually go to your stuff and see it. But the other thing I like about this site in particular is you have all these different places up here that you can actually send and tweet out or send out your post. So once you've created it, you can put this on Facebook, you know, and it's going to show up. And I'm going to put it right here, and people can still see it, even though it's going to the United Kingdom. They can still see your ad, and they can click on your ad. So I'm going to come here in Facebook and say, Are you mining? Why not? And that's all I'm going to say. And there's my ad, and it said, ask me where I want it to go. I want it to go to my news feed or to my story. You always want it to go to your news feed. You want to make sure that you're public. And then I'm just going to post it. And once it shows up on my post, then I can always go back in later and add an image. And then from here, if I want to tweet it out, I can hit Twitter. So if you're on a Twitter and you've linked up your account, you click on Twitter, it's going to tell you to put it increase to do your Twitter. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Here's Twitter, classified ad, Bitcoin increases. I don't need to put anything else there. I am going to put one image. Always put an image if at all possible. So I'm going to go back to my Bitcoin and I'm going to put this one here. It's going to show my image. It's going to have my link to my ad, and I'm just going to hit tweet. Okay, so there it's going on my Twitter. This is how they're going to see it. And they're going to be able to go in and click on this. So it says it's a classified ad. They don't even know it's my own ad. They just know I'm sharing an ad with them. So they can click on this ad link, and it's going to bring them up to my ad right here, and they can see all the information that's there. And then if you have different things, you click on this link right here, and it shows you all the different places that you can also advertise to with this one program. So you can go to Pinterest and tag it on Pinterest. You can do LinkedIn. If you have emails and you want to send it to an email, you can actually do bulk emails. They have Tumblr. I'm part of Tumblr, so I'm going to do the same thing to Tumblr. I'm going to go in here. And it says classified ad, but I want to actually put a picture and a link. And I'm going to, and it's actually doing the same ad. So do I want to do that? No, I like this better. Come on, do the photo. Because it's going to classified ads, and then I just hit next. All right, so that's did that.
Ela,
Yes.
so I see you're saying that you have your accounts up there automatically. How do you link these to this classified?
If you haven't been here before, when you click on Twitter, it'll ask you to sign into Twitter.
Like on classified?
On this site here, it will. So if you're on this link here and you use these options, if you haven't signed up to Twitter yet with this account, or if you've never used Twitter with this particular ad site and you click on, hey, I want to send this to my Twitter account, when you click on Twitter, it's going to ask you to log into Twitter.
Okay, gotcha.
And then once you log in there, then it'll keep it saved. So anytime you use it from then on, it's just going to automatically log you in. Same thing with Pinterest, same thing with LinkedIn. I haven't set up my LinkedIn account because I keep forgetting my LinkedIn my LinkedIn passwords. I have to go back to remember it. But you can send it to LinkedIn, and then there's some other places in here that you can actually sign up for different things. Like this is a blogging system. This is, where's the other one that I have? There's a couple of other ones that are actually blog profiles that people sign up for, and it's all blogging.
I've seen a Blogger there.
Yeah, I have Blogger. All of these are different sites. I have all of those, but these are different things that you can log into. And then what they'll do is they'll see your ad, and not only will they be able to read your information, but they'll actually be able to click it. They'll be able to see your link. So they have not only access to your ad site, but they also have access to your website. So it works double. And for those of you that like to keep up with how many times, your ad's getting seen, this one actually has that information. So you can come in here and see how often your ad gets clicked. So look at there already.
Wow.
We just finished it. So it already has 31 views just from posting to those 4 different places. So it's a great tool to use. Here, this is one of my favorite sites. The only thing is this one, you cannot do repeated site. You can't do the same ad over and over and over and over again, like you can with the classifieds for free. This one it won't post them. It'll say your ad's been posted, but your numbers here won't change. So if it's
Okay.
in the same market, you can do it in the same place, but you can't post the same ad. You can't post the same title. So I can do Bitcoin, big values increase, but I would have to add something to it. And then I would have to change and use a different template or different ad number. So that's why you have the 3 different ads. I would have to come in, maybe use ad number 2, because it won't post it in the same place. Now I can come back in here maybe later on this evening, since I did that one in the UK, and maybe go to Canada. I know this one does post in Canada. So I can go to Canada and post a similar ad in Canada for Bitcoin. I can do it to different places, but you can't do the same ad repetitively on the same date in the same area, or even to different places with this particular one. It has to be different. It won't post it.
So can you take that one, like you did the Bitcoin value increase? Can you take that one and just change it, take it from United Kingdom and put another country in there?
Not with that same one. I'd have to change it a little bit. That's the only downfall to using this one. You cannot use the same ad in the same day, no matter where it's at.
Okay.
They call that a repeated ad. Now you can modify it a little bit, like where I have the 6 different steps to do. I can rearrange those. I can take, like I said, when you have your template, especially this one, I put this one first for a reason, because I can still use these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and take this out and maybe put this step in there, and then have
Okay.
this one there. Or I can put this first, or I can say join today and start mining, and then say follow these steps and do this right here, and
You
then
just move it around.
move it around, have the same information, just move it around. It's totally different then. And that's why you want to have your ad titles. Have as many ad titles as you can. You can modify and manipulate your descriptions once you have them. You can even you can read these and be like, oh, I can add this line with this line and have a whole different ad. So that's why I said, if you have 3 or 4 to start off with, as you get more comfortable advertising, you can manipulate and modify your ads to create totally new ads. Same thing with your titles.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So, and then you do have those one places like the classifieds for free when it's working. And those of you that have, oh, no, that's the wrong place. Go back. Those of you that have a really good firewall, you're going to get this blocked a few times. So you want to make sure that you go ahead and do that firewall, because it's going to pull up with all kind of malware and all kind of different things is going to pop up with this site, since he had to take down some of his restrictions. It does have some risque things on there, because he started letting more people advertise for different things that he used to not do that before. So you're going to get like this right here. It's a pop up, just X out of it. Mine usually kicks in and knocks it out, but you can still use this site. And this is one of the ones that you can go multiple places with the same ad. So you can go here and post an ad. So this is one of the ones where you can go in, and you always want to default to United States. You can click in your ad. And I'm just going to put this one, Bitcoin alternative money, copy. And I'm going to put my header in here, paste it. You have to make sure your category fits what you're talking about. So this one, you can put it in announcements if you want to. You can put it in business opportunities. You can put it in free. It really is up to you where you want to go. This is free stuff. I'm going to put it, let's do announcements now. Let's do free, because this is free. You can do general merchandise. So this one has several different places you can do. You can put this one in announcements. You can put it in business opportunities if you wanted to, depending on how you wanted to market it. You can put it in free stuff. You can put it in general merchandise. You can put it in, where's that other one? Miscellaneous is a good place. A lot of stuff can get thrown in miscellaneous. So that's pretty much, so there's 5 places that you can put it. I'm going to put it in free stuff. Okay. My contact email, I always want to make sure they can get here. So I will use my business email account. That's my Google Voice number. So I will leave that there, or I can put my Googlebot number. Okay. You just want to do, if you do autocorrect, take the price out. This one you can actually put free if you want to. It must be a number, 0. So I don't put it, we can put 0. It's free. They're looking under free. So then you're going to come back and you're going to copy your information just like it is. Again, come over here to your description and you're going to put that there. And then you're going to ask for your website URL, and I always copy it straight from here. Paste it in there. If you had a video that they could watch, you could put that in there if it's a YouTube video. We don't have one as of right now. And then your image gallery. So what you're going to do is you're going to have your images that are here. If you don't have an image in here yet, you can always go to the bottom and you're going to hit choose a file. And when you hit choose a file, it's going to ask you where, since this is my last file that I was in, that's the one it's going to choose. And you just choose the files you want. Okay. And it's going to put the file, since I name my files, all of my files get a name, and then I'm just going to hit upload image. Okay, so that one said it's failed. It does that to me all the time. And then I click it again and it shows up. So then what you do is you have to choose your images in the order you want them to show up at. So I want this one to be first, and this one you can do up to 3 images. So my next image I want is, where's my Bitcoin? It's the one with the man on the ladder. Do I have that one? This one. And then I want this one last. For some reason it's fuzzy, so we're going to see if it looks fuzzy when it uploads. All right, and if it is, I can always come back and change it. And then I'm going to go back up here and I'm going to hit post, because then it assigns your image a JPEG number. So then I'm just going to hit post image or post my ad. And again, you want to put as many images as it allows, because then when your ad comes up, your image circulates or populates. So it will have random images, even though you have all 3 available. So this is how it's going to show. The sad thing about this is you can't organize it like you did the other one. It just shows up the way it shows up. It has your link, it has your contact information, and then it has your different pictures. So it wasn't blurry when it actually shows it. So that's a good thing. So then you're going to click here, go back to post another ad. So you just did the United States. So you have the option, since this particular program is worldwide. So what I would do is I would come back here and I would start with my different countries and just go down the line. And I usually have a pen and paper. If you have short amount of time, then I actually have a folder on the countries that are mining Bitcoin. So I would go and pull out those countries. I know Brazil is one of them. And I would just hit post my ad. I wouldn't change anything else. You don't need to change anything else. That's the one thing about this particular site, is you don't have to change anything. It will post it and it will tell you where it posted. And then you just go and click another one. And then I will click it again, optional. I know Canada is another place that is mining Bitcoin pretty good. And I will go post, and it posts in Canada. Now, like I said, if you are limited on time, this is a great place to go post or do any posting, because you don't have to change it once you get it set. You just want to make sure that you are aware of where you're posting. The other one that was good was China, is another place that is mining Bitcoin really good right now. And you want to keep reference of those, because then what you're going to do is, after you do that, depending on how much time, Saturdays is my big posting day. So tonight, when everybody is down and out, this is where I'll come back and I will post. I will post about 2.5 hours, maybe 3 hours, until I get tired from all the different places I have access to. So then, since I know I did the United States, Canada, Brazil, and China, then I'm going to go back to the United States. Okay, and I'm going to do each individual state and start with Alabama, and post there. So I can do a 500 you know, easy in an hour just from this site, just by clicking the different places that I have.
Sheila,
So yes,
when you pick these other countries, will it, or any place, will it tell you if it's not available there?
you won't be able to click it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, you can only advertise where it has the drop down.
Okay.
Like
Gotcha.
like the other one, like the classified ads, when I went there, remember I tried to type in Spain. It will
Uh-huh.
show, yeah, it will show me wherever Spain is. So once I choose a category, so I'm gonna do items for sale, and here I'm gonna do, I think this one has miscellaneous. Yes. All right. So here, I know that we are in Italy now for wine. So I want to see if we are in Italy. So I can type in Italy, and it'll show me Italy, but it's Texas, and I think that's Nova Scotia.
Okay.
All right. So I don't have the country Italy. All right. So I can't do it there. So if you know a particular place you want to go to, I know we're in the United Kingdom, which we already did, so I can type it in the United Kingdom. I know we are in Canada, so if I want to go to Canada, I can type in Canada, if I spell it right. So here's Canada. So I can click on Canada, and it will go all over Canada. So again, I'm going to come here, and I'm going to go to my ads, go to my template, go to my ad template. And I'm going to go to my wine right here. And I'm going to go to wine only. And again, I have all of my wine pages listed. And different things here. So I got my links, my different links. So I just got to figure out which one I want to use. And I think I'm going to use the Wine Business Opportunity or Wine of the Month Club. I think I'm going to do the Wine of the Month Club. We'll copy that. So I'm going to come here. Actually, let me get my title. Forgot what I was doing there for a minute. So I'm going to get my headline. That's the one I did for Christmas. All right, where are you? I got so many of these. I think I typed over it, or it's down here at the bottom there. Get your fine wines online. There you go. So I'm gonna copy that title. I'm gonna come here, add that title. Asking price. Now, in Canada, I know the pricing is a little different, but I know that here you can put various, but I'm going to put starting at $99.95 because I know that's what it is here. If it's different, then we can, you know, they'll know when they sign up. Then I'm going to come back here to my wine page. And I'm going to find out which one I want to use. This one's not very organized because I kind of add it as I think about it. So I need to go back in and organize this one a bit. But let's see.
That's what I have to do, is go in and organize, like you've got all of your stuff. I've got my dot pages and stuff, but I think I need to redo them.
Yeah, because see, here's my fine wines, and here's the other things I have. That's what I said. I got them all over the place. So I gotta organize this. So since there's one right here, but that's not the link I want it to go to. So I'm gonna go right here. What I want to use. Well, I can use this one. This will be fine. So I'm gonna copy that. Put this here. Control V. All right, so here I want to highlight this, change my font a bit. No, that's not too eye appealing. Change. And I like red for whatever reason, it just stands out. And let's center it. Okay, so here's some different things right here. Where's the best place to get wine? So I want to separate this. And I'm going to center this. I want to bold it, change the size. And I want to put this down here. I'm going to change this because I try to keep it uniformed. Again, I want to make sure this is bolded. And then you can come back. Like I said, this is one of the ones you can play with. Do different things too. I didn't what I want to do. I want to change the font size. Make it a little bit more legible. So people can read it. And usually when you're advertising to a specific place, it's good to put the name in somewhere so they know. Since we're going to Canada, we did say Canada, right? So I want Canada to know. So then again, I'm going to put my name. My phone number is going to be my wine bot since I'm doing wine here. Canada, I don't want to change anything. 6 months. FW47X. And again, I'm going to choose my images. And this one, I'm going to go to my wine. I think I'm going to do my wine bot because these all have my wine logo on them. So I'm going to put this one first because it's basically showing the wine club. And then I'm going to choose one that's kind of sexy, right there. Then I'm going to always do all 5. This one. Then I want to do one showing the wine around the world. So which one do I want to do? That one. Let's do this one. And then I want to end on a sexy note, something that's going to grab people's attention. That one. I'm going to change that one. I'm going to use her. Okay, it's not in the order I want it to go. If I move this to the front, let's move this one to the front. And then that'll work. We'll do it that way. I'm going to move that one to the front. There we go. That'll work. Okay. So then I'm going to post my ad. And then this is what it looks like. So that looks pretty good. And this is talking about comparing wine prices. They can get their wine. This is my different pictures. It's going to rotate out. It's going to Canada. It's got my pricing that start out with, and this is always customer pricing. It's going into miscellaneous items. And again, if we wanted to, we can tweak this out. We can let it go to different places that we want it to go to. But I try not to do advertising like this, but a couple of times. Since we just did one not too long ago, I don't want to put another one right behind it. So that's just me. So that's how I do my templates. That's why I said it works great because now I don't have to toggle back and forth between my website to try to find a page. You do that when you're first starting out creating your templates. You want to make sure that you toggle through to find all the links that you have for that particular topic, and then you go ahead and start creating your ad descriptions. It could be the first paragraph, it could be a couple of paragraphs, it could be a sentence here, sentence there, and you build on it until you get comfortable making your own. If you're comfortable, just go ahead and start out talking about your ad. You'd only need it to be, 4 or 5 lines, until you get comfortable. You always want to make sure you have a picture. So whether it's in your Google Drive or in your folder on your computer, you want to make sure it's in a folder on your Dropbox or on your drive itself. But you want to make sure you also copy those images into your Google Drive so when you're out and about, you have access to them to be posting ads. So I hope that helps y'all today. If you have any questions about how to create your templates, we kind of went over, but if you have any questions, give me a holler. We got time for a few.
Holler.
Hey.
How
Oh,
you doing?
Tuesday
I'm giving you
night,
a holler. I'm giving
Yeah.
you a holler. Holler.
Holler. Tuesday night, y'all, be on the Tuesday call because you're going to get to hear Emilio's story. So he's going to be on the Tuesday night call.
Still don't know what I'm going to say.
Yes, you do. Be yourself. You'll be fine. We'll get together Monday or Tuesday morning and get you comfortable.
But if
But,
I get tongue tied, you jump in.
I'll jump in. I won't be talking in Spanish, but I'll jump in.
No, no Spanish. No Spanish.
All right. So any questions on what we went over today? Just creating your templates, and don't wait till you finish your whole website before you start advertising. As soon as you finish a page, create a template and start advertising it. You want that traffic coming to your system as soon as possible, especially if you're working towards getting Google AdSense. So that's all I have for today. Again, like I said, if you got any questions, let me know. We got time for a couple.
Bye, y'all. Y'all hear back here?
That was
Yeah.
some good training.
Okay.
Thank you.
I gotta
Thank
go.
you.
Thanks, Sheila.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Very good.
Huh?
Always is good training, Sheila.
Hey,
Always.
Mr. Sale, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm
She's the
doing very
best.
well.
How's
Thank
hubby
you.
doing? Is he better?
Oh, he's been at work and going strong. We were moving
Oh.
my daughter in, so
Oh.
we've been up to Raleigh the last couple weekends getting her stuff down. We got the baby actually this week, so my husband's around there entertaining him. So she had to go to work and pack up some more stuff. So next week we'll be moving her down permanently.
Oh, I bet you'll love having the baby.
Oh yeah, so there might be a few trainings y'all gonna hear either him in the background or see him on the video.
Mhm.
Or you could hold him while you're training, like
Yeah, I
right.
will. I'll probably have on a chest harness, and he's gonna be sitting right here looking at looking at drooling. So, but yeah, so my life is gonna be in upheaval for a while, but it'll be fun. My son's pretty much stable now in his house and getting stuff together. He's over there now with his kids. So me and my husband had like a few days just to ourselves.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think we all live in that thing where, whoever said when your kids turn 18, they're gone. That never happened.
Never, never. Mine left and came back. So, but I can't say much because my dad was the same way. He gave us that option. If you leave, that's fine. Don't think you don't have anywhere to go if time gets hard. So I did my kids the same way. Times get difficult, come on home. We'll help you get back on your feet. And that's what they did. My son now has a house bigger than mine. But he got it at a steal. He couldn't pass it up. But he's got a really good job, got his head on his shoulders. My daughter's going through a transition. She's had to redo her life because of a bad marriage. But she's got a beautiful baby. And she just needs a change. So that's what moms and dads do, is we make sure we support them no matter what the situation is and try to get them on their feet. And just let them know that they have a place to go. So
Yeah.
that's what we do. So she'll be here getting her financial situations to where she can go and do what she needs to do and get her life back right. And, maybe God's got other plans for it that she don't necessarily can see right now, but it's there. And we're just here for him. So we do what we have to do. That's why I'm glad I found this business when I did, because now I get to stay here and help her. And she don't have to worry about babysitters. She don't have to worry about daycare. She's got mama. So
That's
it's
right.
wonderful.
That's good.
So it all works out. That's why I said, if you don't ever give up, work this business, if it doesn't look like it's working out for you, just don't give up. It will. We all have our learning curves. We all have our time frame of when things have finally clicked. I promise you, when it clicks, like I said, wait till you hear Emilio. When it clicks, it's going to click and you won't be able to stop. I got one of my students, Miss Jacqueline, and she's just right there on the edge. And I told her, when it clicks for her, there's not going to be any stopping her. But life gets in the way sometimes. Just don't let it stop you from doing. It might slow you down, but don't let it stop you, because I promise you, this system does work. This program does work. It can be slow. It can be fast. It just depends on your situation and what you can handle. Never take on more than you can handle. That's one thing that Roy always tells me. I don't build it fast, but I build it strong and steady. It's not going anywhere. The people I have that I'm working with, they're not going anywhere. They're building just as strong as I am. Some of them are building it fast because they need to. You build it the way you need to build it. If you need to go fast, you go fast. We have the capability and the programs that help you go fast. If you're like me and you just want it sturdy and lasting, and you have the funds and the availability to where you don't have to worry about meeting that next bill, then you build it strong and slow and sturdy. We got rabbit speed, we got turtle speed, we got every speed in between. Just
I'm a
don't quit.
The turtle.
No, you're
Just don't quit.
you're not.
And that's what
No, I'm the turtle.
No, I am.
Oh my God.
I'm
I'm the overcomer.
yeah, that's it.
I'm the overcomer.
Just overcome. You do what just don't lose faith.
Exactly.
Just don't lose faith in yourself. Don't lose faith in your upline. Don't lose faith in what this business can do for you, because it can make that freedom available. And not everybody's freedom's the same. My freedom's not monetary, and that's the thing. A lot of people, their freedom is that dollar sign. If my husband didn't work again, I got means of coming in. I got tons of land, that farmers farm on, and I get stipends from Daddy takes care of. So there's things that people don't have, so my thing is to just have, if my husband says, hey, I'm ready to retire, okay, we're taken care of. I love to teach. This is a great means for me to teach. So there's different things that you can do. You just need to know what your why is. If it's getting that financial stability, that's what you need. If it's to just be able to say, I've finally accomplished what I've known I needed to accomplish all my life, then that's what you do. If it's where God led you to do what he needs you to do, and this is the means to do it, then that's what you do. You just have to find out what your fit, where you fit in, and don't ever lose sight of it. Just keep working at it, even though where sometimes you might fall on your face and you need 4 or 5 people to help you pick up and keep going. Just know that they're there to help pick you up. They're not going to leave you there.
Right.
Nobody in this group will leave you there. Promise you. If you call me and say, hey, I need help, trust me, I'll do what I can to make sure you get where you need to go.
Good.
Yeah,
I'm very
we got a lot of good people.
My children are backing me up. Due to my age, they're very proud of me attempting this because of my age, and it's inspiring them to continue on, as they get older. So it's also an inspiration to them. So they're watching, but they're happy, they feel that my mind is sharp and I'm able to, to apply the skills here.
And that's the thing. That's why I tell everybody, you have a story to tell, whether you think you don't or not. Just by you getting over and achieving what you've achieved so far in life, there's so many people that need to hear your story. You think they're not, but there is. There's
Right.
so many people that need to hear how you overcome whatever it was you overcome, and you can be their inspiration. And you have the perfect vehicle to do it, to where you can not just reach one person, but reach thousands, millions of people that
Mhm.
you don't know who that one person is that you're going to spark that could change the whole shape of the world.
Right, right. So it's good. I'm enjoying myself. I really am. I mean, it
Good.
may be going slow, but it'll be sound, like you said, a firm
Yep.
foundation. So
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
not
And
giving
that's
up.
why I said everybody builds different. You know what your strengths and weaknesses are. Play on them. Play
Right.
up your strengths and work up your weaknesses. You
Mm.
know, that's
Mhm.
what you can do, and that's what we're here for. Just
It's
don't
awesome.
quit.
Awesome.
Like I said at the beginning, everybody needs to write a page on their RR247 family and
Mhm.
get some positive feedback out there to all these negative naysayers that
Mm.
has never tried our system. Let
Right.
them know what it is. You know, let them know, hey, yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
I have to work,
Mhm.
but I am proud of what I'm doing. I'm accomplishing something.
Right.
Like I said, I bet you I've read 100 different pages of reviews on on Rory and the Triple R247 performance blogging, and not one of those people has ever been in the business, had
Mm.
ever signed up for it. And I'm like, how in the world can you write an opinionated view on something that you've never tried? You're just getting it from third-party sayers.
Mhm.
Makes no sense to me. So yeah, when you read my review of 247, it's going to come across kind of mean, because I was really I was that dog that the fur got rubbed wrong that day when I read that last one. So I put it all out there on the line. Even Rory said, he said, you didn't hold nothing back. I said, no, I didn't. I said, it's a review, and I made it as honest as I could. But I told him, yeah, it's going to take work, and yes, there's investment involved. But I compared it to any other business that people go into.
Mhm.
So it's, you know, it's a business. Treat it
Yeah.
like a business.
I'm out of here.
Me too. So
Okay.
I gotta
Bye,
go
y'all.
take care. I gotta go
Okay.
change diapers and
Okay.
and
Bye,
get the bottle ready.
everybody.
Bye. Next trip.
All right.
Sheila,
So this will be up later today, so y'all can go look at my YouTube channel and have it available to you.
Okay.
Thanks, Sheila.
All
Sheila,
right. Y'all have a blessed one, and see you Tuesday night.
Enjoy your
Sheila,
Thank you, Sheila.
Yes, I hear somebody keep calling my name.
it's me. Is there a possibility we can get together briefly this week before you leave for Florida?
Yes, I think I have you on my calendar already. I have to look and see. I'll text you or Skype you what the date
Okay.
time is. But I
Mhm.
think I already got you on there
I'm
because I wanted to make
progressing. I
sure.
just want to get things cleared up so I know what I can do. So by the time you get back, we can do my submission.
Yep, we'll do. I'll make
Okay,
sure.
thank
I'll
you.
let you know tomorrow.
Okay, good.
All right.
Mhm.
Talk to you later, George.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye, thank you.